Hey gang, it's your favorite health coach and fitness consultant, Leslie Harrington. Happy to be here to bring you a yoga snack. So just a 15 minutes of getting your yoga on, and I'm glad you could join me. Making yoga a part of your life anytime is a great time. So let's get started today by taking our feet into hip width distance apart, mountain pose. Let's take our shoulders up by our ears, inhale. Back and down. Let's do that a couple more times. Inhaling, shoulders up, back and down. Last one, inhale, shoulders up, back and down. So we stand here in mountain, we'll find a micro bend into those knees, core active. Let's just take a couple of breaths to get us present in the moment. And inhale through the nose if that's comfortable. And exhale through the nose. Or exhaling however's comfortable. Let's just let go of the last few minutes, the last few hours, the last few days to take these 15 minutes just for ourselves here. Last breath or two. Breathing in through the belly, breathing out through the belly. Let's inhale, take the hands overhead, reaching to the sky, exhaling to a forward fold, hinging from our hips. Reversing that swan dive, inhale, lifting back up, hands to heart center. Let's do that a few more times. Inhaling, reaching up, exhaling, forward folding. Inhale, rise to the sky, use those glutes, exhaling, hands to heart center. Inhale, lifting the hands overhead, hinging from our hips, holding here at the bottom of the movement. Hands on the shins or on the thighs or on the earth, let the head become heavy. A gentle nod of the head side to side. Find some external support with those hands somewhere. If they're hanging off the ground, make sure we put them onto those shins. Let's step it back for downward facing dog. And alternating those heel presses. Sink into one heel, bend the opposite knee. We're feeling length from our wrist all the way up through our hips. As we cycle out those legs a few more times, just waking up the back of those legs, stretching them out. Even through the palms, into those fingers, into the length of those fingers, all the way to the fingertips. Last bicycle on each side with our heels. And then we'll find our way to child's pose. So come on down to those shins and curl those toes, hands underneath our forehead. Hands can be stacked on top of each other in fist or hands, just placing palm on palm. Or hands by our sides, shoulders release away from our ears. Let's find one or two more breaths here. Feel that expanse and exhale. Just finding a way to be comfortable here. We can always adjust to a wider knee. Last breath here. Let's take those hands extended forward, extended child's pose. We'll inhale, lift on forward to a kneeling plank, and exhale, press it back. Let's do that a few more times. Inhale, coming on forward, and exhale, pressing back. Last one. Inhale, come on forward, lengthening from crown of the head to our knees, and sinking on back to child's pose. Keeping here with extended child's pose. Breathe into the length of those arms all the way forward, stretching on to our back. Let those hips sink a little closer toward those heels. Letting go of judgment, of competition here. With ourselves or others, just make this practice our own as we go through this yoga snack today. Nice time to take a break up the day, getting our yoga in when we need. Let's add in a little bit more movement. Inhale, coming in forward to that kneeling plank. Yoga push-up, so just elbows by our sides, and then press it back. Don't worry about how far we go down or don't go down, just not dropping below that 90-degree elbow bend. Elbows are in by our sides. Just warming up the upper body a few more times, getting the blood moving. Last one here. As we come forward, this time lowering all the way down to our bellies here. Let's find a baby cobra arching through the back, tops of feet on the earth. Hands have little to no pressure here. Snakes don't have arms. And then release it down. Use the core to draw us back to child's pose. And downward facing dog, we curl the toes under, lifting the sit bones high to the sky. Let's just hold here for a breath or two into our downward facing dog. Anchoring through the hands, through the feet. We can always bend the knees to draw the hips back a little more, taking pressure out of the neck or out of the back or those hamstrings. Let's start to step it forward to a forward fold. And inhale, rise it on up to the sky. Hands to our heart center. Good. Let's inhale, reach the hands overhead. Exhaling, forward folding. Let's lift to monkey. And release. 2 more times. Our monkey, as we inhale, lift those hands to those shins or to those thighs. Exhale, forward fold to wherever's comfortable. Last one, inhale, release. Come on up and release it forward. Let's reverse that swan dive. Inhaling, sweeping on up. Hands to heart center. Let's take that right leg and step it back into our warrior one. We'll inhale, reach the hands overhead. And cactus flow arms, exhaling here with those elbows bent. Inhale, reach it on up. And exhaling. So we're finding a long stride with our legs. Even 50% of our weight in the front foot, 50% in the back. And let's hold here. Open and broaden the chest toward the sky. Inhale, reach the hands overhead and hands to those thighs. Or holding here, lengthening through the back leg, pressing that heel toward the earth. Let's inhale, reach it up overhead. Let's find 2 more, hands to those thighs. Hinge from our hips here. Inhale, rise it on up. Use the core to flow. Exhale. Let's inhale, reach the hands overhead, opening to warrior two. So we're going to open up our legs. We can adjust as we need. Hips and shoulders now open to the long edge of the mat. We can gaze over that front middle finger. Let's move a little here. Inhale, rise that arm to the sky. And returning to that warrior two. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, lengthen. We feel this nice stretch here, not caving through the side waist. And returning. Last one. Inhale, reach it on up. And exhaling. Let's start to turn it into a side angle. So reverse warrior into our side angle flow. Just opening up through both sides of the waist this time. Let's find 2 more. We can find some alternate movements or shorter range of motion if we'd like, if we're taking care of our arms or shoulders. You can always take the elbow back or hold onto our side as we hold here in side angle. Let's give ourselves 1 or 2 breaths here. Reverse warrior, use that core. And into warrior two. We'll find triangle, lengthening those legs. Reach it on forward, hand to the thigh, or to the shin, or to a block, back hand toward the sky, or again, option to take hand to hip. Stack those shoulders. We're feeling as if we're pressed between 2 sheets of glass here. And then slowly use that core, draw us back out. And then let's come to our wide straddle, so hands on our hips here. Toes and hips and shoulders all in the same direction now. Let's hinge from our hips, coming on forward, hands to the earth. Let's bend 1 knee and then go ahead and switch to the other side. So just alternating here, switching and flowing, moving through the inner thighs, stretching the backs of those legs. We can always use a block underneath those hands if we'd like. Just taking it side to side, breath by breath, we move. Notice how good it feels on the inside of those legs. Appreciating where we're at in this moment. Now we're doing good things for our bodies here. And then coming back to neutral, let our heart sink a little bit more. And then let's go ahead, bend those knees a little, and inhale, rise it on up. Opening to our warrior one to the other side. So just turning toward the other direction. So the right foot is forward, left foot is back. And when our warrior one, we have our shoulders facing in the same direction as the front foot. Let's find our cactus arm flow as we exhale. Open the chest. Inhale, rise it on up. And exhale. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, reach it up. Arms draw back. Last one. Squeezing those shoulder blades back. Opening the heart center. Inhale, rise it up and hands to those sides. Hinge from our hips. Inhale, lengthen up to the sky. Exhaling. Good, let's do 1 more. And then inhale, rise the arms overhead, opening warrior two. So we're going to shift and open shoulders and hips to the long edge of the mat here. Elongate those arms, lift the chest a little, let the shoulders relax. Gaze over that front middle finger. Nice work, gang. Let's find reverse warrior. Open up the front body without caving into the back side body. Into warrior two again. A few more times at our own pace. We're moving and flowing, just letting the muscles swarm up. Good. Now let's take it into adding on that side angle flow. Reverse warrior. Side angle. Let's find 2 more at our own pace. Inhale, reach it up. And exhale. Last one. Into our side angle, we hold here. Option to take our elbow back, or we can take our hand on our hip as we stack our shoulders without dropping into that front shoulder. Keep lifted so we can almost lift that elbow off and our torso doesn't move. We can gaze up or gaze down or close our eyes. Let's go ahead and find reverse warrior. Warrior 2, straighten those legs for triangle. So here we're going to reach it forward, front hand on the thigh or the shin. Imagine that we are a piece of bread in the toast, getting ready to be toasted. We don't want to touch each side of the toaster, so we stay stacked with our body over those legs. So we're not trying to come forward, we're trying to keep with that spine over that front thigh. Again, we can always have the hand on the hip. Last breath here. Nice, elongating. And then return it to our warrior 2. And then let's find that wide straddle again. So we can find our hands to our hips. And then we can go a little wider than we did last time if we'd like, or we can go more narrow if we want a different sensation than last time. Let's take our hands forward to the earth, or to those thighs, or to those shins, or to those ankles this time. If we'd like, and it's in our practice today, let's find our chest expansion behind our back. So we interlace our hands behind the back, lifting those arms toward the sky. Again, we can always find our hands on our lower back, squeezing elbows toward each other, or just having hands on hips, squeezing shoulders toward each other for a chest opening. Let's find 2 full breaths here. Inhale through the nose and exhale. If we're feeling any strain in our hips or our lower back, hands on the ground. Last breath here. Let's bend those knees and then use those glutes, rise to the sky. Inhale, reaching on up, hands to heart center. Let's find our way to the ground for just a quick, nice way to finish our practice for stretching. So let's inhale, reach the hands overhead, exhaling to a forward fold. Step it back to downward facing dog, sinking here through those heels. And then we come on down to those knees and swing those legs around. So we're facing to this forward. For a chest expansion here, we're going to cross the ankle over the thigh, lifting the chest. So those hands should be fingers pointing forward or to the side, but we're not pressing them backward to lock out onto the wrists. So we can always turn them to the side or forward if that feels comfortable. Lift that heart center here. We'll feel a nice stretch into those hips, especially if we're taking a break from sitting at our desk. This is a great way to get a stretch into those hips and open the heart to the sky. And then slowly release. Let's switch to the other side. Remember, we can adjust this foot out or in depending on what we need. Each side is slightly different. So make this adjustment and this enhancement as we need. Feel that beautiful aliveness of the breath as we come in with that inhale. Possibilities, opportunity, and exhale. Letting any go of any destructive thoughts or any things that no longer serve us here. And then slowly release. We'll come to a seated twist. So let's find our way to easy seated pose, Sukhasana. Inhale, reach the hands overhead and twisting toward one direction. Exhaling, seated twist. Now, if we'd like a little more deeper sensation, we're going to always go for a hug around that knee. So either variation's great. Feel the inhale through the belly and the exhale. Last one, inhale and exhale. As we unwind, slowly coming back. So remember, we have our legs in crisscross, then we just switch whichever was in front. Or if we'd like to add that leg up, we're sitting through both sit bones and then hug that knee and twist here, gazing toward the side or over the back shoulder, but it's not important how far we twist through the neck. It's more about twisting through the core. Let's find 2 more breaths here. We're almost done. We made it done through this quick practice today. And slowly unwind. As we find our way to easy seated pose, let's inhale, take the hands overhead and hands to heart center. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, reaching it up, gathering all the abundance and bringing it into ourselves, deepening our breath on the inhalation. And exhaling, hands to heart center. Let's give ourselves a moment of gratitude for making time even for this quick yoga snack for 15 minutes out of our day. Get that movement in, make us feel better, recenter ourselves, check in with our breath. At the end of our yoga practice, we say namaste, which just means the light in me honors and respects the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for this quick yoga snack today. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. Leave a comment, and we'll see you soon. Hey gang, these are my coworkers here in my home studio. Aren't I lucky?